no debate, cause it's off. I'm too official, got the drip, I got the sauce. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth, yeah. Still standing and defiant, slay the competition cause I'm walking like a giant. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth, corner booth.
I see as well. Kate, I feel like I have not officially said this. I've tiptoed around it. Kate, will you marry me?
Do I have to answer now? Or
no, you have time. You can think about it. You can think about a way to say no without hurting my feelings if you want.
Oh my
lovely.
God.
I'll send you a letter.
Just don't even.
Alright, cool. Thank you. Shit. I'll send you my address later so you can send it to my house.
Yeah, I'm never giving you my address. I don't want you getting that close.
Oh, I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is official wild card, super wild card weekend. We have a special guest today, joining us from somewhere in the great state of Ohio, Mr. Scott Kaiser of Craft Brew Sports,
Gentlemen,
representing his San Fran 49ers, and also joining us from the North Pole. He probably just beat the shit out of another reindeer, Rudolph. What up, bud?
It's all in good sport.
Finally off season up for you there, Rudolph. That's exciting.
Yeah, he's some golfing.
He's trying to repair that ACL that he really blew out on Christmas Eve.
Had to carry the whole
Well,
team.
when you got to drag Santa's fat ass around, it kind of happens.
Yeah, it's tough, just kind of directional. It was kind of a directional non-contact injury.
So how's it feel? So Rudolph, how's it feel being the Derrick Henry and Jonathan Taylor of the North Pole?
You know, being an absolute work deer, it's an amazing feeling. Nothing like it in this entire world.
Where was this outfit during Christmas?
He skipped the show. He skipped the show.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say,
So
why am I seeing this?
me and Kevin made a decree. He had to wear this outfit the day he came back, and today is that day.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I had a party I had to go to on Christmas Eve when we did the show, and then I didn't make last week's, so here I am.
We get it, Pat. You have friends.
Yeah, everyone on the show.
Well, boys and girls, we have a crazy packed show tonight. Super wildcard weekend's here, boys. We made it to the playoffs. Well, at least me, Pat, and Scott and Kevin did.
All right.
Yeah,
it was nice there for a minute.
Listen, I was pulling for y'all because I'm like, oh, sweet God, if we have to play the fucking Cowboys in the first round again. It wasn't even like I'm afraid of the Cowboys, which, yeah, I respect them as a team. Obviously, they're very good. It was, I don't want to hear about the fucking stories all fucking week. It's not even like the fact, like, listen, like, I'm okay playing the GOAT because at least Brady and the Eagles have some history and it's going to be fun. But oh my God, like, I just was like, I wanted also, you guys playing the Cowboys gets me so excited. I'll talk about that later. But the more and more I look into the gambling lines and everything, I'm getting really excited.
Well, that makes one of us because me and my brother, who is a giant Cowboys fan, we spent Friday and Saturday like dreading the scenario. It was like, it's not likely, but we really don't want it. I mean, my brother, to his credit, has been saying, like, I don't want to see San Francisco for weeks. And I'm like, I don't want to see Dallas, but it's mostly because I just didn't want the matchup with my brother and having to deal with all that. But I don't like the secondary matchup. It's going to be interesting.
I mean, the best part, if there was a team, like, I feel like your game is going to be an absolute fucking shootout. Like, it's not going to be slow it down, grind it out because – I mean, come on. The Eagles
I have
back
very
up.
different feelings.
The Eagles back up.
I was like,
I have very different feelings about this game, but all right.
My thinking. Let me say this though. Yes, they had Micah Parsons. They didn't have Micah Parsons on the field or Trayvon Diggs, but the Eagles JV squad put up 20 points on them in the first half. What can the Niners A squad do? And on top of that,
strength is their defensive
run for 400 yards.
Their strength is an over opportunistic corner and a freak athlete linebacker.
Not to mention, you didn't even say anything about an incredible D end who should win comeback player of the year.
Are we talking about
who? Fat ass Lawrence?
No, Bosa.
Oh, I'm talking about the fucking Cowboys.
I was gonna say he was talking about Cowboys defense.
Yeah, come on, JD. Come
I don't
on.
know. We
No,
were just talking about 49ers.
No, but for the 49, no,
Get
overall.
your head straight, man.
I was taking a shot at Diggs, and I was talking about Micah Parsons with over opportunistic corner, who, by the way, gave up 1,000 yards in coverage this year, according to Pro
Did he
Football Focus.
really?
What?
Holy
Yes, he hit 1,000.
Yeah.
To be fair, I said I feel like the strength is their defense, and then you made your comment. So I thought you were talking about the 49ers. And I was like, I don't know who the other players you're describing as, but what a weird
Here's the thing about the Niners is that they're a physical team that loves to run the ball, and they can score fast because of Debo, who has been honestly, he's one of my favorite guys to watch this year. And also you have Kittle, and Brandon Ayuk is no slouch. And then you have that running game, which just comes out of nowhere for some reason. It's because it's a Shanahan offense. They're always going to fucking run the ball. But we'll talk more football later. We got a lot of breaking news actually this afternoon. David Culley was fired by the Texans in the most this was excessive. This was I just don't get the firing when the guy won 4 games with a ticking time bomb of a roster.
Ageism. It's messed up. He should sue. Why would you hire such an old nice man just to fire him a year later with a shit team?
He does look like he's like a nice librarian type.
Right.
He's just like a shh.
It's just a mean thing to do to the old man. You gave him the Texans roster. He won 4 games, and then you fired him. That's just so mean.
Because he didn't lose enough games to get the number 1 overall pick. I would have fired him. Fuck you, dude. You're winning too much. You're gone.
I hope that's what they said in the exit interview. We really wanted the number 1 overall pick, and you failed us.
Yeah.
The only reason I can think of why that's not the case, this isn't a great draft for a first overall pick, especially when you need a quarterback. The Texans need everything. So Aiden Hutchinson or Evan Neal would be a good choice here. I'm counting out Kayvon Thibodeau because he's an idiot and shouldn't be playing in the NFL. But
he's not salty, though, guys. If you haven't seen Kevin on Twitter lately, he's not a salty, upset Alabama fan. That's not him.
No. What's football? But
don't pull the JD card. That doesn't work here.
Cancel a holiday. It'll make you feel better.
I honestly think having a slightly later pick might be better for the Texans because then they can pick the guy they want, not the one everyone thinks they should, which the Texans definitely would do.
I also feel like with the Texans, Davis Mills wasn't terrible on the back 8-9 games. He honestly was pretty substantial for quarterbacks as a rookie concerned. And as much as we made jokes about him for the first 9-10 games of the year, he actually was.
No, he was all right.
Yeah, 11 picks. 11 touchdowns, only 3 picks in back 8 games, back 9 games. That's not bad for a rookie quarterback. Definitely better than on the Texans.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still better numbers than old Sunshine over there in Jacksonville or Clownsville. Sorry. And
late push for offensive rookie of the year.
Shut the fuck up, JD.
Really late push.
Listen, no matter how many times you petition for it, it's not happening. There's 4 wide receivers who got drafted this year who'd win it before Lawrence would.
I think it was were you talking about Mills or Lawrence with a late push?
I was talking about Lawrence as a joke, obviously.
Well, Mills would also be a joke. I didn't know if you were joking about Mills.
I feel like Mills has got more
runner up. I mean, those are
the
top 2. Those are definitely the top 2 rookie quarterbacks, no question.
Well, I actually voted. I had David Mills as my offensive rookie of the year. I slotted in. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Yep. It was between him and Lawrence.
Yeah, those were, I think, and I honestly, Zach Wilson really made a ton of waves for me this year as well. So
I have a lot of Mitchell because I'm a fucking homer.
It's okay. I said Devontae Smith because I'm a fucking homer.
No. Honestly, I do think Trey Sermon.
I jokingly said that. I also said the biggest loss in the first round would be Kadarius Toney, but that was only out of vendetta pettiness. And then I saw a meme that said Lane Johnson had more touchdowns this year than Kadarius Toney and Kenny Galladay.
It doesn't mean he's a bust, man. That does not mean he's a bust.
Yeah.
What about your boy Jalen Reagor? Are you gonna talk about that?
There it is. Thank you, Scotty.
Go off. It's okay.
That wasn't this year.
I also whoever shared that shit in your amazing Facebook group, I responded with, yeah, Justin Jefferson's home chilling right now and Rager's in the playoffs.
for doing
really
nothing.
did think
That's
Drake
not
was
a
gonna be the
fair
best.
argument.
It doesn't matter. It's the truth. Listen,
I think I said Chase was going to be
Brian
the bust of the first
Scalabrine
round.
made it to like the
so,
playoffs like 10 times, and he was like on the back end of the bench on every team. It
Mitch
doesn't matter.
Trubisky's in the playoffs. He obviously won the breakup with Chicago. Duh.
Yeah, Money Mitch is in the playoffs, guys. Come on.
Okay,
I wouldn't
He's
even
an
be mad
impact
if Mitch gets a
player.
ring.
I don't think Mitch was.
What
a
if Josh
good
Allen gets
second-
COVID?
I
Thinking
don't
of it, guys.
think Mitch was a good second overall pick. However, he did bring a Matt Nagy offense to the playoffs.
Yeah, let's be
Dude
honest.
should
He
get
was
a
one.
starting shot
He was
again.
also one Cody Parkey like shank from like going to the taking on the Saints, and they probably would have beaten that Saints team. That
So
Saints team was
I
bad.
would not hate having Mitch Trubisky on my roster right now.
I
It's
wouldn't
nothing
either.
but upset.
As a backup, are you kidding me? I'd rather have him than Minshew.
He might start for the Giants next year. Who knows?
Mitchie to the Giants? Oh, say it ain't so.
That would be horrible.
I'd love
Oh,
it in
no.
the fact that if it was terrible, it would be funnier than
Kevin,
it
you'd
is
have to
sad.
record me doing a
And this
cartwheel
season
if
was
Mitch went to the
sad.
Giants.
Yeah, that's a good point. And we'd have fun with Mitch.
Funny sad is more fun than sad. The Giants
I
are
love
just sad.
Mitch. I don't
They
want him to
weren't funny
suffer. I don't want him to
Well,
suffer. Like
I don't want to
damn,
see
like,
Danny Dimes suffer. Can they just move him out of there and get Mitch in there instead? Because I'd rather see Mitch
Danny
Trubisky
Dimes
be in a bad
is going to
spot.
win 3 Super Bowls for the New York Giants. Just give him time.
Oh, are they drafting someone new? Is he going to back up?
Nope. I said he's going to win. I didn't say roster. Him.
Well, is
Yeah,
Kenny
you
Galladay
said-
going to play more?
Yeah,
than
I agree. Yeah, I agree with what JD said.
You said he would win a Super Bowl. Carson Wentz technically won a Super Bowl.
Damn
He
straight.
would win it like him. He would do it. It would be his
All
on
by
his
himself.
shoulders.
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones, the one-man
500
offense.
yards.
He plays
Do it all.
defense.
The fastest quarterback in the league. Daniel Jones.
It's true. It's true. He's right. And I don't know what else I have to say other than, my friend JD, NFL Insider, raises a lot of good points.
No bias.
Really stretching on that title there.
I'm legit asking, are they going to run him out there one more year? Like,
Yeah,
So it's all up to the GM is what they're saying. It's all up to the new GM. There's
And
some
they
mistakes.
absolutely should. I mean, he actually played pretty good when he was in this year, enough to, I think, or at least earn another year. He had literally the 2 worst offensive coordinators of all time back to back. Freddie
cooking in the kitchen.
Whoever hires Freddie Kitchens again deserves exactly what they're going to get.
That
He
man
has
is a
ruined
national
my
treasure.
2 favorite teams' offenses, and I hate his guts. I hope he goes and freaking dies.
No.
I hate Freddie Kitchens. That
I just
fat
had a
piece
terrible.
of shit.
JD,
Oh,
I don't mean
sorry.
to cut you
Sorry.
off. I just had a terrible thought.
Don't do it.
No.
Whatever it is, just
Bill O'Brien is getting head coaching looks for some fucking reason. He went 9-7 a couple years.
no, I want him to be
Please
Bama's
make
offensive
this
coordinator.
happen.
No, I want him to
Please
be
make
Bama's
this
offensive
happen.
coordinator so bad.
Where did Freddie Kitchens go to college?
University of Alabama.
He was a quarterback for Alabama in the 90s.
Jesus Christ.
What's the kitchen? What's
In
the
the
kitchen
90s?
I think so.
Holy
Please hire
shit.
Freddie Kitchens.
How?
Like early 90s.
Please.
Even
please.
still, that's a long time to fall
Bill
off
O'Brien
like
and Freddie
that. A
Kitchens.
short time.
Freddie
co-offensive
Kitchens, the
coordinators.
OC for the Alabama Crimson Tide.
The idea that fat bastard was ever a quarterback at any level is weird. to
Yeah,
me.
no,
It's
that's
like-
actually pretty shocking.
It's like
Listen,
watching like the Andy
we're
Reid
in a
videos
world
at
with
like
a hefty. We're in a world where hefty existed, so I mean, anything's possible.
Ooh, Freddie Kitchens, quarterback of Alabama from 93 to 98 as a starter, beat Ohio State in the Citrus Bowl
He was
and
there for
Michigan in the
5
Outback Bowl.
years.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm a little embarrassed that we lost
he
to
was a
Freddie
3-year
Kitchens. I'm
starter.
not going to lie.
Yeah, you should be.
I'm a little embarrassed by that. Well, you know,
If
those are the
Freddie
Cooper
Kitchens
years.
comes to Alabama, I'm gonna cry.
I would love that so much. I would love that so much.
Can we just address for a second? Kevin's not wearing Alabama attire.
Well, yeah, he's not. A
Well, he's ashamed. He's ashamed.
He's in mourning
hiding.
right now.
I did
He's
want
hiding
to
like a-
point out
like
that
a-
the last time you guys had me on the show was right before the Braves won the World Series, and Alabama was the defending national champ. And I come back, and the Braves are the defending World Series champs. And where's Alabama? Where
great year for the state of Georgia.
Where they at?
Great year.
Yeah, good for them.
Willie Sherman, do it again.
Two things. One, I'm sorry, I don't hate the troops like JD does.
Damn.
I thought that looked like Michigan State.
I'm wearing red and blue right now. What are you talking about?
So
Yeah, but that's like the wrong route in blue.
There's a wrong red, white, and blue. Wow, who's the non-patriot here now? Jared hates the country. Let it be known.
Hates the flag.
Jared's a communist.
Every day, Jared wakes up and he listens to Rage Against the Machine. Every day, he just listens to front to back every album. He doesn't do anything else.
Yeah, my alarm clock every
And he
morning
just
is
watches
filling in the name
football.
of.
He football highlights and just listens to Rage Against the Machine. That's Jared's day to day.
I think it's weird Republicans have tried to co-opt Rage the Machine. Like, what machine do you think they were raging
I
against?
don't know what that is.
Probably like
I know Rage. Like, what are you saying? I guess.
What
I
is
don't
this
know.
politics thing we're talking
Republicans?
about?
I don't know what
This is
that
a sports show.
It's a band.
I know what the band is, but is that something that's happening, or like far right people like we claim Rage Against the Machine?
Mitch McConnell's out there screaming at like
Paul Ryan said he liked them, and he said he listened to them when he worked out.
You know, to be fair, that's a very good band to listen to while working out or doing anything that's just sitting down.
Of course, you would say that, you hardcore Republican Pat.
All right. See, Scott knows this line.
I was gonna say I recognize that transition.
Yeah, right. I don't have the fancy doing the Walking Man because Mike won't let me adopt it. But
thanks, Kev, for repping the West Point merch for this week.
You're welcome.
I don't know how we 180'd so fast on that.
All right. So, hey, listen, I want to talk about this quick because
anyways.
This video went viral this week. Kevin, I know you wanted to talk about this for the last 48 hours. What happened with Kodak Black?
You didn't even download the video to play it?
I did. I'm saying for the people at home. I saw what fucking happened.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Fine. I'll introduce it for JD. JD, have you ever watched hockey and think this is good, but a little sex would make it better?
Yes, almost always.
Jared, play the video.
I don't have the video.
You just
made a thing about it.
I said I've seen the video. I never said I downloaded it.
I said you didn't download the video to play it, and you said yes, I did.
You did just say
Definitely
that.
said you downloaded.
Okay, we had a confusion here because I meant to say that.
We did not have a confusion.
Yeah, I think maybe one person here was confused.
5 of us are on the same exact page.
Guys, let's all be honest. I'm always on my own page.
Just share
I have to download the video.
So is someone having sex while playing hockey? Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
Black was in a luxury box going to town on some girl.
Oh, he was banging? He was. Oh,
this is a rapper, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna look up the video for myself. Since...
Yeah, I'm loading into Twitter now.
I'm surprised I
was this caught on like somebody's like camera, like at the game? Like he was just like you could see it through the glass, like he was just pounding cheeks.
No,
or what?
Yeah, he was in a luxury box
on the cheeks cam.
So it was classy.
Yeah,
Right. It was tastefully done. As long as it was done tastefully. He was bored as shit with the hockey game. He's like, I need something to do.
Yeah, would you guys do that? I think if we were all in a luxury suite.
Yeah.
Samir,
it's hockey. I don't want to watch hockey.
I personally am not in a position to deny sex. So, yes, at any time, if it's on the table, yes.
Especially at a hockey game.
Not all of us are like Samir, where just walk around a college campus, freaking mad drip, got the facial hair going. Like, women aren't just crawling over the rest of us, Samir.
Right, of course.
I know you don't see it through everyone else's lenses, but
yeah, sometimes I forget that I'm better than you all.
Can we? Oh, it's not.
I like to remind you. Am I supposed to see it yet?
Is someone fucking?
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
there it is.
Wait, hold on, wait, play it again.
Oh my god.
What's the crew doing here?
My god.
I love my favorite part is the guys in the box next to him are just like, wait, what's happening?
Does he not have pants on? He doesn't have pants on?
Two things. One, Jared, those weren't just some guys in the booth next to him. That was the Panthers front office booth.
That's fucking amazing.
Two,
That's insane.
there were some questions about whether or not she was just twerking. A Panthers reporter said she was just twerking.
She looked very naked, and his pants were off.
He looked pretty thrusting. Like,
According to the man himself,
Yeah.
Kodak Black, he was, and I quote, putting his enchilada, or he put his enchilada in her pinata.
That's a great bar. That is a great bar.
I don't know
I'll
what
say
that means. Are
I feel
people
like
constantly?
I feel like the enchilada would just break on impact, but okay, well.
imagine bringing your small child to a hockey game, and then having to explain the
My
birds and the
favorite-
bees thanks to Kodak Black.
My favorite is the people underneath them are just like having a good time to the music. They're like, "Yeah, hockey."
Yeah, someone said like, "Oh, I was right under that. Like, I didn't see him do that. Like,
The
he didn't do
splash
it."
zone.
Like, what's
He made it rain.
Yeah, you can't see.
You think they
point
were
is the
loud
luxury-
about it?
The luxury box is supposed to look down on you, poor
Oh
people.
my
Come
god.
for the hockey, stayed for the WAP.
That's right.
Also, I can't emphasize this enough. Put his enchilada in her pinata
Yeah.
is not something I saw. He said that on an
Yeah.
Instagram live about that.
And so, by the way, did he stay the rest of the game? No one kicked him out. Did security see this or?
No, this went viral afterward.
Yeah,
So I assume someone saw this and they're just like, yeah, he just does this. He just does.
Oh,
it.
yeah,
I
that's
mean,
Kodak.
also,
I mean,
I
doing
NHL
Kodak things.
I mean, it's
NHL
fucking
was
hockey,
like,
that's
oh,
fine,
look
but-
who's at the game because he was up against the glass earlier. Like, oh, look who's here. They deleted the picture. They were like,
That's
nope.
funny. That's
Wasn't
funny.
I'd be
there.
more impressed to see if they were like, "Hey, everybody, it's Kodak Black." How many people in the arena are like, "Who the
Who's
fuck?"
that?
Like,
Yeah,
I enjoy rap music, and I don't really know shit about Kodak Black other than he was gyrating in a Panthers game. Like, so I can't
Yes.
imagine hockey fans are like, "Yeah, Kodak Black."
I was gonna
Yeah.
say I
Fun
noticed the
fact is,
name
like,
as a
easy.
rapper, but I couldn't tell you a song.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, guys. Patty cake? You guys know like
I
patty
if
cake?
I heard it. I'm
I
bad
think that's
with
what he was
music.
doing in the booth.
Right, exactly. He literally was, yeah. Yeah, I think
Clapping
the lyrics are, I'm going to eat that ass like patty cake. Patty cake.
I never need to hear Samir say that again.
Samir,
Can we record
sound
that
more
and
like
put
an
it-
innocent 12-year-old than you did just now.
I would
Patty
also
cake.
pay money to see a 12-year-old walk up to somebody and say, "I'm gonna eat that ass like a patty cake."
I'm gonna be honest, Scott. I was very concerned where that was going for a second.
Me too.
Samir was like,
Ex-
"I'm gonna eat
excuse
that
me?"
ass like Scott, I would pay for a 12-year-old. What?
Hold on, wait, what are we
That
paying
didn't Start
for?
off all right.
What are we paying for?
Oh my god. Pat's checked out.
I have to compose myself first.
If he comes back up doing a Kodak Black impersonation, I'm done with this show forever. By the way, I'm done.
Oh, that would be
Yes.
insane.
Zach, they did delete it. Somebody said that, I think. But yes.
So Joe Judge threw a nice little party, guys. That
Yeah.
was a good time.
Ordered like 12 stacks of Dominoes and like a couple 30 racks of Michelob Ultra. Dude's partying hard.
What a
Wait,
boomer
I
way
didn't
to
see
party.
I'm 23, and that sounds like a grand time to me. So
Evan Ingram
screw
went there to
that.
celebrate Joe Judge giving him a Pro
But he unfortunately dropped the case
a
of
very worthy Pro Bowl spot.
Best Pro Bowl tight end there ever was.
There ever will be.
Yeah, we spent a first round pick on that guy.
The
Wasn't-
Browns spent a first round pick on David Njoku. So.
When was Ingram taken though?
Like 18, maybe?
Was he really?
So
Yeah, it was
Joe
the same
Judge
year as
wasn't there yet.
No.
No.
Oh, sorry. I meant 18 in the round. When he was taken, I think 2017. It was before Joe Judge.
It was.
he was the OJ Howard draft, Kev.
Yes, 27.
Just another Ole Miss skill player that got drafted because of an Alabama game.
Fair.
I mean, like that's not a
Yeah.
that's not a dig on Bama.
No,
That is a
it's
dig
not.
on-
It's true.
it's like just the truth.
I
Did
didn't
you
think
see
it
the
was.
numbers he put up against that NFL
Yeah.
caliber defense?
Did you see what he did against Saban's defense? First round pick has to be. Did you see him
Emory
the other 10
Jones-
games? No.
Emory Jones going in the first round, then I can't wait.
Okay, Kev,
First round.
remember when you and me pulled out that mock draft last May last June after this one had just finished? Like, oh, Emory Jones, the Eagles at 5. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I almost puked a little bit.
PFF said Sam Howell is still very much in the quarterback one conversation.
Okay, so I want to talk about this because I saw this topic and everyone knows I'm an ACC guy, and Kevin knows how much I despise Sam Howell. Okay, I will give this guy credit. He runs hard for a white boy who looks like a country singer. 2, his decision making with the football is fucking terrifying. If I am an OC, that man just says, "Hey, somebody's open downfield," and slings it.
Hey, if my boy Sam doesn't know where the ball's going, neither does the defense.
Yeah, there you go. It's the ultimate misdirection.
That's a good point.
It's the ultimate Eli Manning way to do things.
Yeah,
man.
Eli Manning. Yeah.
Listen, he'll
Sam
get
Howell
fined
and the
with-
Giants.
There we go. There's actually a Twitter account that one time.
All right.
You know why I wouldn't mind Sam Howell going to the Giants? Because if he even turned out to be okay and beat Philly, I know how much it would make Jared mad. So just the idea of the possibility of that makes me happy.
Oh my god.
A lot of
Gets a little
decisions in
blood
my
flow
life
going.
I base on the same thing. Will it make Jared mad?
Will it make Jared
Yeah, I
mad?
do it.
That's
If there is a
next level.
possibility, even at the slightest, if the
I hope
possibility
that
is over like a
somebody
6,
that he-
That
7%,
list is a mile and a half
Yes.
long. So
You're talking Carson Wentz about not winning, what did you say, 5 Super Bowls?
I was
Is that it?
trash.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
We
doesn't
just-
make it okay.
We
that something
just won the Super Bowl like the year before, and I was wasted.
That was not after you guys had won the Super Bowl. That was after he was drafted.
I make some of my best.
Drunk
takes
words
based on
are sober
that.
Like
thoughts.
his
Jared.
rookie year, you said this.
Yeah.
I got one Super Bowl.
Yeah,
right?
you said. Well, I was here.
No, you did not, because he didn't even win one Super Bowl.
He has a ring. It
Jared
counts.
was out here LeBron in it. Not 1, not 2.
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
But yeah,
ballsy.
the fact that you were drunk does not excuse that. It's concerning that you could drink that much, enough to think that.
Kevin, you and me have knocked out a Miller Lite 30 rack in an hour and a half, and your ass telling me I can't knock that much
And
beer out?
I've never been drunk enough to think that
No, that's the
Carson Wentz was
point.
going
is
to win 6
I have
Super
yet to
Bowls.
experience the drunkenness that is believing Carson Wentz could win 6 Super Bowls. I've not found that level yet. I'm looking for
To
it.
be fair, this was before his 2020 season campaign and this epic choke.
To be
job.
fair, this is before we knew he was bad.
Because now I'm eating a giant shit sandwich for how bad he played the last like 3 weeks, 2 weeks. Of the
This is
season.
Jared. This is Jared. Now I know I picked Miami to win the ACC, but to be fair,
So did you.
I did not. I picked Clemson. I was wrong, but I was
Cop
closer.
out.
I was closer. But to be fair, that was before they lost 4 games in embarrassing fashion and fired everyone on their staff. To be fair.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. To be fair.
But
They lost.
To be fair.
didn't Carson Wentz's season actually help the Eagles this year as far as like what?
Yes, it did.
Yeah, and they freed up a bunch of
I
cap
am in
space
a
doing
weird emotional state because of this.
It was
so
actually
yes.
the perfect way it could have went for the Eagles.
Yeah. The Colts just missed the playoffs. Carson plays every single snap, and the Eagles make the playoffs, and the Colts don't. Yeah, Howie Roseman looks like a fucking mad genius, and it's a terrifying thing to say that.
Yeah, you do know he just bought himself another like 4 years to fuck this up, right?
Oh, I know it did. Kevin, this is why I enjoy the ride, because I know something's going to go wrong next offseason.
Me and Samir currently have our best GM in like 10 years.
Yeah.
Nobody.
I think so,
nobody,
too.
and it feels good, honestly. There's no one to hate. There's no one to be
Listen,
mad at.
Kevin.
It's
I think
truly
we just
just
go.
a
I think
burden.
we go without a GM. I think we just.
Kevin,
say,
I
fuck
always
it.
It's
told
like I
myself,
just took a 10-pound shit,
Right.
and I'm weighing myself, and I'm like, wow. I'm
It's
a
I'm
Samir
glad,
just
to
took a
know, I'm
Dave
glad to know that
Gettleman-sized shit.
Giants fans weren't like enamored with Gettleman or fooled by his
Oh
bullshit.
my God! I've never hated anyone in my entire life.
So,
Scott.
Scott,
I
Scott.
kid you not. I have been begging for this for 3 years. Dave
On our-
Gettleman, I think, is
on
one
our
of the worst
Zoom,
GMs in the
bro.
history of sports.
his one sentence was always for the Giants games. Dave Gettleman should be fired every single
I said, every week my
He
sentence
did
was
not
this
play
team does not
character
get
once.
this team does not get better until they fire Dave Gettleman.
Well, they're on their way up.
It can't get worse. So
Well,
Absolutely.
the fact they fired Joe Judge, I had to give him a little pat on the back because you know
Yeah.
what? The fact they were going to keep Judge, and then go get a GM, I was like, oh boy, here we go.
Well, they told Judge with 3 weeks left, like, your job is safe. And he said, hold my beer, watch this. And he then put together the most embarrassing 3 games. I've like, how, like, he had to actively be trying to get fired at that point. There's reports, like, he was told with 3 weeks left to go, his job was safe. And then he's like, I'm going to try, watch this. QB sneak, 3rd and 11. I mean, like,
yeah, then I'll just start lying. No, I have my job. I'll just lie to everyone.
Honestly, I'm happy. I'm happy that it happened because if not, like, if he barely lost those games, we might be sitting here with Joe Judge.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Do you think
come here? Hey, hand up, hand. I was a Joe Judge truther before the season.
I was too.
Jeff, you both said we were dumb, and yeah, you were right. But to be fair, Jared, that was before he went 4-11. Or 12 or whatever, to be fair.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, I knew Joe Judge. Joe
Judge
Judge is an idiot after he literally went on a screaming rant about how the Eagles shouldn't have swung the game. Yes, it was wrong, but also him getting so red as Scott's fucking hat about that fucking game was hysterical. How about you dumbasses win more than fucking 6 games? That was my response to every Giants fan yelling
minimum effort. Just the amount you have to make.
I know. It's called being a Giants fan. I get it. It's okay.
It's quite smart.
Yeah, minimum effort. All right. Kevin, I do not know what this Kayvon Thibodeau thing is on my notes. I want to know what's going on. Why do you hate him so much?
You don't know this? Oh.
No, because I fucking work.
He took a personal shot at Kevin's IQ.
That's
also because he's definitely right.
Really, Samir? What was Kayvon Thibodeau's major?
I don't know.
Communications.
PR and advertising.
Close enough.
What school is the number 1 PR and advertising program in the country most years?
Most years.
Alabama.
Oh,
Alabama.
Years.
That's because that's not a real major, is it?
I've
never heard of PR.
It's technically communications.
That sounds fake.
That sounds
it's
like
technically communications.
We're not going to call it marketing. We're going to call it PR and advertising. That way we can be number 1 at it.
A lot of schools have that.
Yeah, no, actually, they've started splitting it now.
Is it a business degree?
It's part. It's like it's a hybrid of communications and business.
Yeah,
but if you're good, so Kayvon Thibodeau was talking during the Natty, doing an interview with Joel Klatt. First off, he said Alabama's education is trash. He said. He also said that he went to Oregon because Phil Knight will give him a job right out of school.
Yeah, that's
and it's guaranteed, which is implicating Oregon and Nike in something.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Oh, NIL, baby.
Yeah, Alabama's never done anything like that. Okay.
Yeah, but we don't say it. We don't talk about it.
Yeah, they just give him. They just give him.
He didn't talk about it until he was done.
Wait,
and now
Kevin,
it's
what brand is Saban's dealership again?
You know, we really got to get government regulation in here for this because it's gonna get out of control, guys.
Look, this 5-star quarterback just found a 2021 Camaro on the side of the road with the keys and the ignition. Where did that come from?
With the title and D signed in his name? What a miracle.
Whoa, where is that? No, but so he did that. What else did he do? He said he doesn't know if he could have graduated in 3 years if he had gone to Alabama, which just tells me the man is not a self-starter. He can't do things on his own because we have plenty of guys. Mac Jones, Jalen Hurts, both graduated in 3 years. So, yeah, Kayvon Thibodeau's. Oh, also the best part, he wanted to talk about the stigmatism of the dumb jock.
What's that supposed to mean? I don't know.
Stigmatism is an eye disorder.
Right. That's why I was like that.
Stigma.
No, it was a rough look to make fun of an education and then say the wrong word. Yeah. No, it wasn't. He looked dumb in the interview. That doesn't mean all of what he was saying was wrong. But
school, so it's fine.
That's right.
Yeah, I got a stigmatism, so I have glasses.
Hell yeah, Pat.
Exactly. No, it's
that's why we love you, Pat.
If he had just shit on Alabama and said it eloquently and nicely, I would have been like, "Fuck you, dude." But you can't shit on someone's education and the idea that jocks are all dumb while also using the word stigmatism.
That's my favorite is all the Michigan fans around here who tell me how good the education is. Oh, did you go to Michigan? No, I went to Toledo. Well, then you don't get to brag about the education because you root for their football team, dumbasses. That's not how it works. If you graduated from there, you could sit there and tell me your degree means more. Fine, that's fine. I'll take that. But most of the people around here can't get into Michigan.
Yes.
Since
That's a side
Scott-
tangent. I had to make it about me and my team at one point.
It's okay,
That's fair.
buddy.
It relates. Also, I fucking hate JD. You probably feel this a little bit.
Yes. What is it? So guys, we have good college football teams, so me and Kev are going to relate here for a minute. You guys.
90% of the people who didn't go to a college who root for that team make it look way worse.
Yeah, no, that's probably fair. I also am not one of those people I don't mind. You don't have to go there to root for them or anything like that. But if you're going to talk shit about the education, then
I mean the super fans, the psychotic ones who go and poison trees after a game.
Oh yeah.
Those people.
Yeah. No,
Well,
I mean, most people like Ohio State football is like Ohio. It does not necessarily mean it's like an alumni base thing, even though the alumni base is huge.
Well,
the state of Ohio just lives and dies.
Kevin, I don't like this venom you're spewing.
No,
You're
listen.
being very
This
negative.
venom,
I live
listen.
in Ohio, and I find that offensive.
You don't. What I said?
Yeah, because I don't give a shit about Ohio State.
I know, but I'm saying in general, you live in Ohio, you see that a lot of people care about Ohio State, and they don't.
Oh yeah, a lot of dummies for sure.
Also, I said 90%, Samir. I did not say all of them.
Yeah. Kev, my favorite
I
part
still
was
think
when-
you're coming with a lot of negative energy, man. I don't
It's
like
okay.
that.
No, listen.
Every
Kevin
single
did.
person who didn't go to the colleges that I interact with probably just didn't go to college at all.
Oh no,
That's
Kevin.
my thing.
My favorite memory of this is when a certain podcast host came at me for the Miami-Alabama game, but didn't go to Alabama, so you shit on him for about 20 minutes on our podcast the following day, and it was the greatest thing ever.
Look, I understand you're a fan of the team you're a fan of. If you couldn't get into that college, it was too expensive. The education requirements were too high.
That's
Although
me.
if you're going to Alabama and the education requirements are too high, you shouldn't go to college. But I digress. You root for the teams you root for. However, if you are going to go out of your way and be a dick about it, and that's not even necessarily, even if you went to the school, don't be a dick. But if you didn't even go to the school and you feel that passionately about a team to talk shit to someone else about their team, calm down. Just relax.
I disagree 100%.
Oh
If
no,
they start
I
talking
disagree
shit to you
1,000%.
first,
But
fine.
with this one person,
Being a
it was-
crazy sports fan is being a crazy sports
I
fan, whether
understand
you
that,
went
but-
there or not.
he's got part 2 of the story is this person made me wait 20 minutes in their fucking lobby.
I don't give a
after
shit
they
about
begged me
this,
to come on the
your
show.
specific instance. I'm saying,
Yeah, whatever, JD.
Damn.
fuck you.
my God.
Fuck you. I'm so tired of you doing that shit. I'm talking. Nope. I'm pissed off now. Nope. I hate that shit.
Damn.
JD,
I
remember
got
who
real
added you
Sheen
back?
vibes just now.
I'm upset, Jared. I'm upset.
Why upset, Patrick?
I bet. Pat, I love you. You always know that.
So guys, you guys gonna start posting screenshots from your corn and ranch chat or what? You two.
I actually did. Not to sound gross, I did eat like Fritos with ranch today. So
I think Pat eats more ranch than me, honestly.
yeah,
He's an honorary Ohioan because of it.
thank you.
How much ranch do you guys eat every day? Like, what? Why is it like? How do you guys measure this?
It's like a running joke, I think, but I did a lot of stuff in ranch for sure. I like
Wait,
ranch.
Pat, you're an honorary Ohioan now?
Yeah.
Congrats.
Wow,
Incest
you
is
lost.
legal. Only state.
The
where
Bama
it's
graduate is talking shit about incest. All right,
legal. Yeah, because it's illegal in Alabama, fucker.
is it illegal everywhere?
Nope, not in Ohio. Only state in the country.
That can't be true.
Yep.
That absolutely cannot.
Samir, I need a fact check.
That
Only-
cannot be true.
The
That
only
really-
law about it is parent-child. That's
That
the only
reminds
law
me.
they
I
have in the
went
book.
to go renew my license today, and she's asking all the questions, and she's like, "How long have you lived in Ohio?" And I'm like, "All my life." And she's like, going through all these questions. She's like, "Well, how long do you want to renew?" I'm like, "As long as you can." I just told you I've lived in Ohio all 37 years of my existence. Just like if there's an opportunity for me to never come back here to renew my fucking license, sign
It's
me
two
up.
states.
Yeah, like if you have like a program where I can just like pay now and get a lifetime card and never leave this bitch. I mean, it's not my choice. Like I was just born here and now everything's like stuck here. I didn't like choose Ohio. I don't have any pride in Ohio, but fuck, I'm not going anywhere.
The the lifetime Ohio card.
Yeah, like just give it to me.
The
Just give me a Buckeye card and let's move
Well,
along.
I think it's the only card Scott would play more than the race card in his own show.
The Buckeye.
So, Ohio left incense when it's consenting adults only when one party is not a parental figure to the other.
Yeah. Brothers and
And-
sisters, that's just hanging out, you know?
However, incest between consenting adults in Rhode Island and New Jersey are both not criminal offenses.
Illegal to get married though.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
yeah,
that-
marriage
In
is not
Ohio,
allowed.
it's not.
Is it not in Ohio? Do we know that?
Can we smash the moving
No,
on
it's
button?
legal.
Like,
Way ahead of you.
Oh, so the difference is when you have incest in Alabama, you go to jail. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
The
Okay.
state frowns upon it.
All right. Yeah.
Also, no,
right.
hang on. We're going to keep talking about incest. That's a disgusting stereotype. It's more an Appalachia thing. It's not necessarily like in Mobile, Alabama. Like it's the mountains where that is more common because communities were very far apart and separated, and it's like it was your family and people were fucking weird up there. It's
Long cold
not
winters.
the lowlands.
I'll give Kevin some credit on this one. It's just one of those lazy things where you're just like, oh, it's the
It is
South.
lazy.
They're banging their family members.
It
down
is
there.
it is a lazy joke on
Yeah.
Alabama. It's not creative.
I'm all for it though. Like in general, like I'm like, yeah, down in the South.
You're
they're
all for
pretty
incest.
tough.
All right, noted.
Yeah.
He does live in Ohio.
He's all for incest. He's paying.
Yeah.
for things.
That's right.
No
we
pride
can
in
give you-
Ohio.
we can give you a lifetime Buckeye card, but you have to fill out this insensual form.
All right. Holy
Anyways,
shit.
so there should have been like, I'm never leaving Ohio. You know, incest is cool here.
Yeah.
I'm good. I never have to
This is
leave.
the only. This is the only state my marriage is legal. I ain't going.
Shit, I gotta go to jail.
All right.
I mean,
go on
have you
vacation.
really
I'm
ever
going
think
to
my sister is?
Cincinnati.
I was really hoping at that point Scott's wife would be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
They're like, we're not giving you a lifetime card. We're calling the cops. Get it.
And then they say, "We're calling the cops," and then you can tell, not illegal, not illegal.
Nope.
Show me the
You
law.
can call them, but there ain't nothing gonna happen.
I mean, listen, I think Scott put me through an emotional roller coaster with his text message paragraph he sent me this morning was amazing. Literally, I'm in the middle of working.
Tell this story, but then it's even better because I have an update. Go ahead.
Okay, so I am in the middle of doing this shit contract, right? And I'm not checking my phone. And I texted Scott like 8:30 in the morning, hey, coming through at 6:30 tonight. Scott doesn't respond all day. At 3 o'clock or 2:30, he texts me. He goes, yeah, I should be good. All good. Just let me know.
No, that was
And-
at like 1 o'clock. Bullshit.
1 o'clock.
Bullshit.
Okay, 1 o'clock. And then he responds back an hour later, hey, I like the language here is a little obscene there, Scott, but I'll read it anyway. So fuck me sideways. It is Ohio. He goes, dude, my apologies. My daughter has a basketball game. Got rescheduled for tonight. I was unaware. My wife just informed me. Already cleared it next week, though. I'll be free to if you'll accept me pushing it back. My bad. And then he responds like not even 30 seconds later or not LOL. He goes, never mind. My wife is not taking the kids because they're being pains in the asses. And then, so I'm good for tonight. And in this whole like 10-minute stretch, my phone is buzzing like a motherfucker. I am working my ass off on this fucking floor in this lady's basement. So I check my phone and just read it in order. I'm like, geez, that was an emotional fucking roller coaster of a text message.
The best part is after she said, no, I'm not taking these kids out because they're driving me nuts and they're going to kill me. Guess where they're at right now?
They're at the game.
They're at the fucking game. The best part was after I tell them like, all right, I got this podcast, and she's like, well, we got the game. I'm like, fuck, I forgot. All right, I'll let them know. I come back downstairs. She's like, you know what? I don't think I can handle it. Did you tell them to cancel? I'm like, you just fucking told me to cancel the shit. And she's like, well, it's no big deal. I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna tell them I'm gonna go this week because I already agreed to it. And she's like, all right, fine. I'm still not gonna go to the game. Blah blah blah. A couple hours go by. I went and got my license, got back, and she's like doing something. I'm like, well, what are you doing? You look like you're about to go somewhere. She's like, oh, I'm going to the game. Are you fucking kidding me? After all this shit, you're still going to the game? Christ.
Oh my god. All right, boys, it is officially now the playoffs. So the 6-pack is now retired until next year. So
Good
for the
6-pack.
playoffs, good
Rest in
6-pack.
peace.
We raise a glass to the 6-pack. JD,
Pour one
what the
out.
fuck?
Jared, pour it out. Pour it all over your computer for the 6-pack.
Fuck up. All right. We raise a glass for the NFL playoffs. They start Saturday.
Who won the 6-pack?
I haven't counted the votes yet. JD, I work 2 fucking jobs. Leave me alone. I will get you your answer by our Super Bowl preview show. Okay?
I just want to hear your dirty little mouth say that I won. That's all I want, Jared.
Well, you airmailed like 6 upsets in a row before you got back on track.
I dominated upsets this year. You kidding me? I went over 500 in upsets. That's insane.
Well, that does make – apparently it does get you in the NFL playoffs. Just ask the Steelers.
Damn.
So, Paisan Richie and them Raiders. All right, listen, speaking of them Raiders.
Yeah, JD,
Bengals.
I'm just moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah, JD, you really Jared, you just fumbled the bag a little bit there.
What do you mean?
The Steelers are in the playoffs currently.
I know. That was the joke.
It was. Why was that the joke?
You just said upsets don't get you in the playoffs. Just ask.
No, I said a 500 above 500 record to get you in the playoffs.
No, that's not.
We need a stenographer.
Okay, we can just move on.
Whoever.
Yeah.
We need, you guys know the Dave Chappelle skit? You guys know the Dave Chappelle sketch where it's the little guy who's in, and he's typing and he's always keeping record. What's that job called? Stenographer? Is it stenographer? No, it's not.
Something like that. Like the court.
Anyways.
Court. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what we need.
All right, at 4:30, the Bengals are taking on the Raiders in Cincinnati. Right now, I believe the betting line was still at 5. It may have changed. I'm not sure. Let me check.
I just had them all too.
I think the Bengals are. I was gonna say it said 4:30, so I was gonna. That probably means they actually play football at like 5:17 or some shit.
Yeah. All right. So right now the line is Cincinnati minus 5.5. What are you thinking about this game? We don't have to make picks right away. We can talk. We're talking about games. That's why I left the last 45 minutes of this to just talk football. The Raiders
it's a win-win, right? I mean, both these teams are ahead of schedule.
Oh yeah,
this is one they're both just kind of happy to be there.
I kind of rooting for the Raiders only because
I'm 1,000% rooting for the Raiders.
Well, I want to see Rich Pisacci get another shot. The season from hell that Las Vegas has had, and they're 10-7 and they made the playoffs. I mean, most of these got one team. Some teams get our star player gets a DUI or kills somebody in a car crash. That's the entire season in a nutshell. It consumes their locker room. That's Las Vegas goes, fuck it. Watch me hold my beer. We're going to do this over. Oh, racist head coach, starting cornerback threatened somebody with a modified AK. Then you have our other starting cornerback fucking get a Dewey. Just normal shit for Las Vegas. And they still fucking make the playoffs.
Arnett was just playing around. No one knows how to take jokes anymore. You guys never do that? Take your AKs and I'm going to go murder someone. Ha ha.
Yeah.
Everyone's so sensitive nowadays.
Now that you mention it,
Samir just pulls out an AK.
Yeah, wait.
Either way, one of these teams, the Raiders or the Bengals, before the season, is going to be able to say made it to the second round of the playoffs at least. That's insane. This is 2 teams I don't think we thought anything of. I was a little higher on the Bengals than I think the average person, but still not playoffs.
I got to
had them around 500.
You were listen,
but
Burrow
still, not even close.
You were Burrow and the boys are going to put up a fight this year. I'm like, okay, I would love to see.
I am just a Joe Burrow truther. I nothing about the roster really made me anything overly excited going in, but I think Joe Burrow is so big time in big time moments that you just can't teach that shit. I love Joe Burrow, and I hate that he's at a division rival because I love him.
This roster, living here and seeing it, I don't really pay attention, but coming into this year, it was okay, if Burrow comes back, they'll probably win a couple more games or anything. They'll make, take more steps. I figured this is it for Taylor. They're looking for the next guy. This year's just going to be the stepping stone. I still don't understand how they got the record they did. Because after the offense, there's just nothing there, special. I'm just looking at this team, I don't really know how they did what they did. So I have no idea what to actually think about it. I think they're pretty good on offense. I definitely trust Burrow and what they've got going on offense.
Great weapons.
They're not unstoppable on offense. And defensively, there's really nothing there. Like all of the guys that were names on defense for Cincinnati have all moved on. Like so now it's just a bunch of guys. Like I have no idea how they did what they did.
I think that makes it even more fun because they I think the minute I realized Cincinnati making the playoffs was the Chiefs game. And it was the fact that they just every time Kansas City put points on the board, they hit them right back with another haymaker. And it wasn't like dink and dunk drives down the field. No, these were fucking shots. They were going at them. Big plays. And I'm like, oh, this team might actually be legitimate.
And that's where it comes to like I think just Joe Burrow deserves so much credit. Like the dude's just a gamer. And when he gets into like competitive I'm going mode and just firing back at whoever they're playing, like you just feel like if you got him on your side, you can win the game. And there was a lot of games like that this year. The defense, no big names, but just solid enough. And the scary thing about Cincy, especially as a Browns fan, is they got the offense figured out. Now they could just go straight defense with the draft and kind of figure something out here, man. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of scary. But that, at the end of the day, it just goes to show in the NFL, if you can pass the ball, if you have an air raid, like if you can move the ball through the air, you're going to be all right. And that's
not to mention they don't have a slouch at running back either.
No, I mean, no, 100%. 100%. And he's finally healthy, too.
But I think just this proves, I mean, Burrow's obviously just a winning quarterback. As JD's saying, he's one of those guys where if he's in the game, they have a chance. I'm going to be rooting for the Bengals. I'm taking the Bengals in this game. I mean, Carr has been a good leader for the team overall, but like you just see like he's getting outclassed like in the game. Like this past Sunday night, I mean, Herbert outplayed him easily. Like guys with that kind of talent, that kind of arm talent, which I think Joe Burrow has, are going to outplay him. And I think in this case, with two teams with kind of similar expectations, the quarterback's going to push him.
Samir, your Herbert boner showing in the screen. Push it down a little.
I mean, the guy's absurd. 4th and 21.
Kev, what do you think about this game? We're not picking. We're just doing a little analysis quick.
Yeah, I feel like the issue is the Raiders. I don't want to say they expected to be here, but they kind of knew like this was their year. And then the Gruden thing had not their year to win, but the year to like make a push to pass. And then the Gruden thing happened, the Henry Ruggs thing happened, the Damon Arnett thing happened, and a bunch of other shit happened. So I think this year might even be a little bit of a letdown from internal expectations, but they figured out a way to win, and they kept fighting, and they're going to be a hard out. I'm never going to bet against Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase again after I fucking slandered Jamar Chase all offseason. He proved me wrong, and I think it's going to be probably what?
Thank you for admitting it.
No problem. I'll admit when I'm wrong. I think unless I can do some mental gymnastics, but you really can't do that unless you want to point out he didn't play well in the preseason. He didn't play well in the preseason.
Yeah, that's one bad report in camp. He couldn't run routes, and that was that.
But no, I think this has the potential to be the best game this weekend, the most fun game.
Kevin, to your point, and you could comment on it, but I almost wonder if, because I think you were right, there was that kind of internal pressure that, like, especially like when Gruden was there, like, okay, this needs to be the year for the Raiders to kind of take that next step and be a playoff team. Like they backed Gruden, like this is the time. I wonder if the Gruden and all that stuff, albeit terrible, kind of took the pressure off enough that it was like, fuck it, let's just go play football. And like, no one's expecting anything and go play. Like, I wonder if with the hot start with Gruden, if all that didn't happen, if they would have kind of crumbled over the pressure of kind of starting hot like they did, like they had in the past. It's kind of interesting.
It might have helped a little bit, but I think it's tough to have all offseason these expectations and then going into the preseason. And then the expectations only getting bigger as the season goes on. I think it's tough, regardless of what happens, to kind of use that as a motivator. I think it would still be very difficult to turn it on. And I think, what's their coach's name? I know Jared said it a minute ago.
Rich Bisaccia.
He's done an amazing job. And I know Carr isn't the most physically gifted quarterback. I think he's a great quarterback for the Raiders right now. He's a really good leader. All the guys seem to like him, and he can get it done. I mean, people forget he has more MVP votes in his career than Russell Wilson. So he can clearly play as a starting quarterback.
You and I are tied.
That's true.
All righty.
I'm tied, but like I'm above both of you because of like my skills and how well.
Well, actually, no,
regarded.
Samir, you had a vote against you. First time ever that there's been someone used their vote to vote against you.
Yeah, but then two people voted for me because
Second time
I'm
ever.
really, I'm actually highly regarded. Actually,
JD, second time ever. The guy from Chicago with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
True. All right. Round table picks time. Scotty, you're the guest. You're picking first. Raiders or Bengals? Money lines only, no spread.
Oh man, history's tough, man. But I think coming across the country, Bengals should win this. They should find they're gonna find a way to F it up. Like, don't be shocked if they do. But I'm gonna pick the Bengals. But I wouldn't be shocked if they bangle themselves because that's what they do.
Pat.
Like, it's funny because it's like the Raiders also do the same thing. Like, these are two, like, in my eyes, like, these two teams are so similar that it's like, who's going to blink? Who's going to have that epic fuck up to end this game? And you know, the Bengals have done it so many times in our lifetime that it's like, I tend to agree. But it's like, it's only because the Raiders haven't had the opportunity because they haven't been in the fucking playoffs since, you know, Gannon and all those guys. So I'm going to go Bengals. But I don't think that I think it's going to come down to Burrow making a play to win the game.
Pat?
I mean, call it wishful thinking. I hope it's Cincy here. I think Vegas just needs to put the season to bed. With all the locker room noise and all the issues that they've had as an organization, just go out quietly this weekend for the sake of, like, your whole team. Just get it right next season, come back.
yeah, take that fucking limping horse out back and just fucking put a bullet in the back.
Let a few news cycles go by.
Time to go to the glue factory, Raiders.
Samir Drake.
Guys.
Is that the one who said mint chocolate chip for Michigan State last time?
That was great.
Basketball game's over. Sorry.
Oh, Jesus. All right, JD.
I will be rooting for the Raiders. I'd like the Raiders to win. But I'm going to go with this isn't the same old Bengals. This is a Joe Burrow, Zach Taylor new era, and I think they're going to start off with a playoff win, and it hurts me to say because I will be rooting against them. But I would love to see Derek. I like Derek Carr. I like the Raiders, and I think they've overachieved, actually, considering everything.
Yes.
So I actually would love to see it, but I'm going to take the Bengals.
Also,
Kevin.
I would like to change my pick if for some reason Kimo Van Olhoffen comes down the ramp, like running, you know, and hits Joe Burrow with the chair, tears his ACL, goes full on Carson Palmer. Because that's been the comparison ever since they, you know, were locked in on Burrow is this looks exactly like the Carson Palmer thing. So when he got hurt last
some
year,
bad shit in the universe there, Scotty.
well, no, but I'm saying like he got hurt last year and it was like,
Yes.
oh no, the ACL, like this exact same thing. He's bounced back where Carson didn't. And so it's like maybe this is the shift in the other direction. But that's why I say where it's like something insane could happen to the Bengals where you're like, oh, that's totally them though.
Vontez Perfect comes out of the stands and kills.
Yes.
Carr.
Right, exactly.
Kills
Something like that.
Just
He
snipes.
comes out like Bane and he bombs the whole
Right.
stadium.
Vontez Perfect here to ruin the playoffs.
Jesus.
That'd be
Samir.
in character, though. Let's be
Samir,
honest.
look.
Samir, what dark magic did you unleash this morning? What's up with you?
Also, doesn't it feel right?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I just had cereal and I had an apple. So that's pretty much
Cereal
it.
and
The
apple.
lack
right.
of protein makes Samir grumpy. Got it. All right, Kevin.
Doesn't it feel right in the world though, just to have an early slot game be the Cincinnati Bengals or the Houston Texans, like one or the other? It felt like every year
Oh,
growing up.
Las
in my life.
Vegas Raiders.
Agreed.
Oh,
I
yes.
agree.
Yeah.
Yes,
No.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. I'm gonna paint a picture for you.
I
Oh,
love
boy.
pictures.
I love Bob Ross.
I can't.
I
root for
don't
the
trust your
Spartans.
painting skills, but you know,
A
well,
snowstorm is supposed to move through Cincinnati.
It's gonna miss us
On
during the
Sunday.
game. It's coming. I was gonna say it's coming Sunday. They're playing Saturday, so it doesn't matter.
No, I know. They're gonna get it wrong. It's gonna come a day early. It's gonna be fucking just snowing, and it won't stop. Like, oh, maybe it'll stop by the game. Nope, gonna keep coming down. Trevon Moehrig is gonna come around the edge while the Raiders are up trying to seal the game late and drill Joe Burrow in the back. He's gonna fumble it, but oh wait, no, it's ruled an incomplete pass.
No,
Tuckerel.
Right here.
Tuckerel.
That sealed the victory.
Classic Raiders fashion.
You're a sick fuck, you know that?
So what you're saying is that Joe Burrow is going to become the GOAT off of a technicality, off a fluke, off of some bullshit. Cool.
Yes.
Got it.
Or it's a fumble, all hope seems lost, and that little old quarterback to be rallies the team to win. Oh, wait, no, that was another championship game. Sorry. Completely different scenario. My bad.
right.
Also, I like how no one complained about the fact I just compared Trevon Morig to Charles Woodson. I like how that just,
I thought about going there, but I'm like, no.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just
like-
gonna
it's
ignore
like-
that.
it's if you said like future Hall of Famer Trevon Moore, I'm like, all right, pause. All right, listen, I have family who are Raiders fans. I have friends that are Bengals fans. And this game is probably I will honestly be late to the party I have to go to on Saturday night because of this game, and I am fully okay with that. And my buddy who's watching, yes, Chris, I'm going to be late. Get over it. Bengals Raiders is more important than your
Jared parties.
dude. I parties, man. Cowboy hats.
Hold on. I parties, man.
High parties, man.
I parties, man. That's good. Yo, Samir, we have our new shirt, man, for the birds.
I parties. Oh my god,
I
100%.
Parties.
I wear that every day. I parties,
Yes.
man.
All right.
Oh yeah.
So with that in mind, listen, this game, I feel like it's the battle, like Scott said, it's the battle of the two teams who know how to fuck themselves over, right? But the Raiders have found the ways to win games they're not supposed to, and lose games they're supposed to win. I bet I got $60 from DraftKings because I bet the Cowboys would choke to the Raiders. I also won money off the other teams choking to the Raiders. But the second I bet the Raiders to win outright in an easy win, they lose. So, what have we learned? They're 5.5-point underdogs. Fuck it. I'm going with the Raiders. They're supposed to lose, which means they're going to win. Daniel Carlson, 45-yarder for the game winner. Calling it right now. That man's like the Terminator.
I'm going with
All
the Bengals.
You already said that.
Yeah, and I'm saying it again.
All right. Well,
I'm going
Scotty's reestablishing his connection. We're moving on to the game that Pat and Kevin are already jumpy about. Bills Patriots. It's gonna be 0 fucking degrees in Orchard Park on Saturday night.
Football weather, baby.
Oh yeah.
Still ground pound.
Apparently Bart Scott told Josh Allen to take Viagra before the game today, so that's
What the
something.
fuck was that?
Yeah.
I'm
Bart
also
Scott-
very concerned about all the times that I endorsed Bart Scott's "Can't Wait." Like now, it takes on a totally different meaning.
Yeah.
Scott, you realize who's the number 2 person using that meme is me. So yeah, no, I'm in the same uncomfortable position. I've said that to a chick before. That's really scary.
Like, whoa!
All right. Bills, Patriots, they know each other well. They played twice. They split the series a game apiece. The last time there was ridiculous weather, Bill Belichick ran the ball 45 fucking times, and the Bills tried to play their offense.
I swear to God, if one of you uses the stupid Alabama frickin' Bill Belichick stat, I'm leaving. Don't
It
do
won't
it.
be me. I can promise you that.
JD, I'm sick of hearing that stat. I've heard it all week at work.
It's so stupid.
I heard that stat
Oh,
once,
God.
and I literally was like,
It's
I'm
like-
done.
What was the thing for a while that LeBron won every time Bama won or something? That was like a thing.
Yeah.
So go Bills, right, guys?
Yeah, go Bills.
Yeah, go Bills.
Nobody circles the wagons like the
Buffalo Bills. Right.
Nobody
Yeah,
circles the
obviously.
wagons like Viagra.
Like Mitch Trubisky.
Look, I'll be
Jared.
honest. Go ahead, Kev.
Do we do upsets in the playoffs?
No, this is just straight pick'ems. Like you pick with your heart, Kevin.
Okay, Pat, you can go.
Now
Yeah,
he's gonna pick the Bills.
Look, to be honest, I'm surprised we made it to the playoffs this year. The weather might actually help the Patriots here because we saw last time where there was 3 total pass attempts by Mac Jones, and we somehow pulled through with that game. I don't want to take the Bills, but if I take the Bills and they lose, at least I'm happy as a Patriots fan. So, me the Bills.
Wow.
What?
Yeah,
Wow.
I hate to say it. I just don't think this is our year.
I would rather be wrong with my team, Pat.
Agreed.
One way or another, I win here.
No, to me, this is dishonorable.
Did someone say dishonorable?
I am with Samir. This is definitely one of those things. You can't have it.
Pat pulls out the fucking katana.
I think that's what he'd use to commit seppuku if he picked the Patriots and then they lost. I'm going to be honest. Life is a myth, a man-made myth. Existence is pain, and I'm going to roll with my team until the day I die. Josh Allen is 3-2 with a 6-7 touchdown interception ratio, 6 yards per attempt, and 50% completion percentage in freezing games. So I'm rolling with the Patriots.
So he has a winning record?
Yeah, but he sucks. His team wins. He doesn't.
My concern is Mac hasn't played in real cold yet.
How much of those stats are skewed by that last game, though?
A lot. For him, not really. He didn't play terribly.
All right. I'm gonna. Y'all know I pick JD. They're my Super Bowl pick in the preseason. I got to roll with my boys here. Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills, and that's what I'm rolling with.
Yeah, they're my honorary playoff team. They're the team out of everyone I will be rooting for. You got to pick someone you don't hate. The team that you would, not that you would ever root for a team that's not your own, but the team that I would make me the least upset if won.
They're one of the four
the one
teams,
I'd least hate. So
they're one
that's
of the four
why
teams. They're one of the four teams in the AFC I'd actually root for.
They're likable. To me, they feel like I'm honorary with them as Browns fans. They're doing what the Browns thought we were, but good for them. Go do it. But yes, I'm taking them just because, one, I hate the Patriots, and two, I really like the Bills. So this is kind of the perfect
for ratings only.
Look, don't give me another excuse to kill myself.
If he didn't do it after the Army-Navy game, he's never going to do it. Let's be honest.
Why'd you have to bring a traumatic experience up for him, JD?
Yeah,
now he's going to do it.
Misery loves company. That's why I'm happy Kevin's now sad and Pat's now sad.
I actually did just order the same sweatshirt that Kevin has at the start of this episode. Speaking of the Army-Navy game.
Oh, my God. Scotty, who you picking?
This is little brother's time to shine. They finally get it done. I'm going Bills. Look, I've watched the Bills a lot because one of my best friends from college, and we were roommates after college, is from Buffalo. So it was Bills games at 1, Niners games at 4. So I spent a lot of time. And because of him, I've always kind of semi-rooted for the Bills. And it's they just can't get past that Patriots hump. But this is one of those ultimate if not now, when. Everything's aligned for the Bills. They finally have it. They have the Patriots where they want them. If they can't beat them now, then they might never do it until Belichick's gone. So Bills win this one, and I actually think it might be ugly. I think the Bills win running away.
That's not true. Good people are from Buffalo. I disagree with this sign.
Who do you know from Buffalo?
I knew a couple people from college that were good people. Good
fan. I spent 17 years of my life living with someone from Buffalo, so I stand by what I said.
Oof. And boys and girls,
is that ding 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 mom joke on the board?
Boom! Kevin, come on, man.
Jerry, I was in there.
Well, in that case, people from Buffalo,
from Buffalo?
I have good chemistry with.
So everyone from Buffalo has a drinking problem?
So everyone from Buffalo hates Kevin. All right, I get it.
Yes.
That makes a lot more sense.
And is it complete
now I understand what the vendetta comes from.
He's a born Patriots man.
Guys, Kevin's making the sweeping declaration. Everyone from Buffalo is a complete disappointment to their children.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right.
Doesn't stay in Buffalo.
Samir, did you make your pick, right?
Yeah, Bills.
Okay. Everyone make their picks before I move on so I don't offend anybody here. Patrick, you good?
Yeah. You're offending me kind of.
That's gross.
Just with your odor.
Oh my
God. Your pick is gross.
All right. Speaking of odors and offending people,
Yeah, Yeah, speaking
1
of-
o'clock game on Sunday. Eagles Buccaneers.
Next. Pass.
Yeah, if you guys just unload on me, just get it over with quick. Just go 5 for 5. Everyone's saying, "Oh, Buccaneers, it's okay."
Bucks.
Yeah, you guys stink, Bucks.
Eagles. What? I called this. Go back and check the tape. I called this yesterday on the show. This is my upset special of the weekend. I know you aren't doing that because it's wild card and playoffs. So Eagles win this game.
I actually think the Eagles do have a chance, and they match up relatively well against the Bucks. And the Bucks are like, I just don't know what to think about them at all. But if they click it and put it together, they're the better roster. But I think that the Bucks are. I refuse to pick the Eagles. I'm just going to say that. So I am picking the Bucks, but I do see this being really close. It's the best. It's one of the best draws you could have got.
Listen, I have the ultimate respect for Tom Brady. I think he's the GOAT. Obviously, I love the Buccaneers as a roster. I think they're an amazing team.
Brown nosing.
Almost as many Super Bowls.
Hey,
as
Samir,
Carson
at
Wentz
least
is
my
gonna
team
have.
made the playoffs. Okay,
I don't care, man. I'm
Carson
just
Wentz
Okay.
is nipping at Tom Brady's championship ring thing with 6.
all right. So
Yeah, he's getting there.
With
He's
that
coming
all
to
being
nine.
said, it took a fully loaded Buccaneers team a Jannard Avery taunting penalty on 3rd and 10 when the Buccaneers were about to punt to beat us, to ice us, basically. We were about to get the ball back. We'd scored 3 straight touchdowns. I'm not saying that was back when Nick Sirianni was hell bent on throwing the football. It's going to be pouring fucking rain, 30 miles an hour winds, and you know who loves winning games ugly? My fucking birds do. There we go. We're in this.
I can't believe you ruined Rocky for me.
Yeah, I know.
Because you're a Giants fan, you hate everything, including life itself. So
I also want to see Jalen Hurts have better numbers than Brady. That would be fantastic. I don't think he's gonna outplay him, but just when you look at the numbers, it's like, oh yeah, that's exactly what Jalen Hurts needed to do to.
Also, for the record, who actually thought I was picking the Buccaneers here? Anybody? Really? Come on.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't think
No,
you were
you're
gonna
an
add
idiot.
it.
Jared, if the Eagles actually win,
He just stopped right there. He's just like, all right.
I don't like how this.
What the hell? Why are we looking at that? What the fuck?
It was such a delay that I forgot what you said.
Oh, the Portland Pickles. That's a good.
What is
That's
happening?
Jared if the Eagles win.
That's Samir when Justin Herbert throws a 5-yard out.
Samir, if it's greed, you might want to go
To Austin Eckler.
You guys,
It was his 5th read on a 2-point conversion, man. It was beautiful.
Oh my god. Kevin, you can take the Muppet dick off the screen now.
So yeah, that was a pretty long one, right? Am I right, guys?
Yeah, that's unrealistic, right? That's
unrealistic body standards for men. Am I right, guys?
All right. Hey, all right. Besides me and Scott, anybody taking the leap? Nope. Okay, moving on.
Give me Tommy.
Speaking of Scotty, 49ers Cowboys in Jerry World. I am actually very excited for this game. We talked about it before. I really think the 49ers have a good chance in this. I will start off with Mr. Kevin. Analysis and pick, please.
I think the Cowboys are really fucking good this year. They have the offense going. The offensive line has held up reasonably well after a couple down years. They have 2 really good running backs. The better of the 2, Tony Pollard, always goes off. Zeke is hit or miss a lot of the time, but still very talented. Depends on if he wants to play. And it's a playoff, so he will want to play. You got Trayvon Diggs with 11 interceptions. You have Micah Parsons, who has a good chance to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. The problem is, fucking Diggs is going to get burnt by Debo every single time down the field. The only question is, can Jimmy G's arm strength get it there? And I think it can. Give me the 49ers.
All right, JD.
I feel like everyone's going to pick the 49ers, which is going to take the sting out of mine. But I I made the case the other day that if you're talking about strictly value, that Deebo Samuel might be the MVP of the year. If we're talking about strictly value to a team.
That man is literally their entire offense.
It is ridiculous.
Deebo Samuel is exactly. I was driving home today and this light bulb went off. I was like, Deebo is exactly what Percy Harvin was supposed to be. It's
Exactly.
what Percy Harvin was.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
People told us, hey, when Percy Harvin gets the NFL, this is what he's going to do. And I was driving.
Or even Cordell Patterson 10 years ago.
Yes. Or Cordell Patterson when he first came into the league. Yes.
Leave it to the Vikings to fuck up 2 receivers' careers.
This is a Cowboys haters podcast, and they've just looked so underwhelming. And I was super high on them about halfway through the season. They've just kind of been limping off here. But I'm gonna take the 49ers. I'm gonna do it. I think the defense is gonna play really, really well, and I think Dak's gonna struggle. That's my prediction. Is Dak's gonna look bad. Give me the 49ers and a walk-off field goal.
This being a We Hate Cowboys podcast, as I wear a cowboy hat, you know what? The Cowboys this year, when I picked them, are 1-2. I like being their kiss of death, but I don't think it works in the playoffs. My biggest thing with this game is the Cowboys were as starters. We're getting way too amped up for scoring on a JV defense.
Right? Would you stop using that as a realistic
I love
they dropped 50 against a bad defense. They must suck. It's like, or they did exactly what they were supposed to.
No. If they dropped anything less than 50, I would have been really, really disappointed.
Jared's the only person I know who the Cowboys won 50-20. He's like, Cowboys didn't look great. Don't like the way Cowboys play.
Yeah.
Don't like it.
They
Cowboys should be worried.
Right. My biggest thing is, what is the Cowboys without Michael Gallup now lose their deep threat over the top. You can't tell me Cedric Wilson is an elite deep threat. He's not. He is it's like trying to tell me that a Toyota Camry can fill the role of a Chevy Corvette. It's not the same thing. But I'm telling you this right now.
Good car reference.
Dak is a great quarterback. Zeke and Pollard are a good one-two punch at running back. But the problem is they have nobody now to stretch the field. The biggest problem with San Francisco is they struggle with teams who get on them vertically. But Dallas does not like going vertically. Dallas likes keeping it 20 yards and in. With Schultz, they like the dink and dunk 10, 15, 20, and under yards throws. And that plays perfectly into Kyle Shanahan's boys' hands. Give me the 49ers. It's going to be fucking close, but it's going to be the fact that the Cowboys will not have an answer to stop a run game plus Deebo. I think GPG is going to play a great game, honestly. This is his redemption tour. That 2-minute drill revived my appreciation for his talent. Patrick?
So, I said last year that at worst, the Cowboys were going to be a wild card team. But what do you know? Here we are.
All right, I'll give you that one.
So, however, this isn't like an amazing Cowboys team. Like this, it happens to be they play in the NFC East, so they got handed that number 1 seed,
The NFC
or
East.
the number one spot in the NFC East. But I still think it's going to be a really close game. I don't think Jimmy G is really going to be a huge factor, but I just think we're going to see a lot of running out of San Fran, and it's just going to be a kind of grindy game between the two. But in the end, whoever said field goal, I agree, but I think it's going to go in Dallas's favor.
All right.
Bold choice, Patrick.
Thank you.
All right. So there we go. Moving on, we got the.
Well, I'm taking the 49ers. Thanks.
I was gonna say you
Jared.
didn't even ask fucking me. You just went by past me.
What? Okay.
Scotty, you want to talk about the Niners? Weird.
Yeah, maybe like
I got nothing. Samir, go ahead, man. I don't want to cut you off because it seemed like Jared was going to. So go ahead, Samir.
Samir is the Niners guy on this podcast. All right.
I do love the Niners. I think last week's game was electric, improved that they're still just as good as they were in that Super Bowl run, if not better. Ayuk getting integrated into the offense more. I like that offense more than I like the offense 2 years ago. I like the way Elijah Mitchell runs. I think I mean, obviously, I think it'll be a smooth transition to Lance when it eventually happens. And I think right now it's in a good spot to just be led by Jimmy G. The defense is making plays. Everyone's just playing harder. Everyone seems like they want it way more than the Cowboys. And so I'm going to take the Niners.
All right. Scott, I apologize for forgetting to give you your
All right,
time of
moving
day.
on. What's next?
And one more time for good measure.
Look, I'm gonna pick the Niners, but it's for like the more I look at this game and the way like looking at the Cowboys, which I didn't spend much time doing early in the week, but I saw something that made me think, all right, that's the key. Is if somebody asked the question, if the Cowboys were in the NFC West, what would their record be? And if the Niners were in the NFC East, what would their record be? And the answer to those questions is that the Cowboys probably don't make the playoffs if they're in the NFC West, whereas the Niners pretty much do exactly what the Cowboys did and beat the shit out of them.
Didn't we only lose to y'all by 6 points?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and you would have done that twice, so that's 2 wins.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, what I'm saying is I think it's gonna come down to the wire. And I told my brother, being a Cowboys fan, the fact that my brother admitted that he didn't want to see the 49ers tells me everything I need to know. I think the Cowboys are a pretty good team. I actually kind of didn't want this matchup, but it's a horrible matchup for them. Like if you're a Cowboys fan and you're like, we're in the playoffs, it's like if you look at the entire field, you're like, which teams do the Cowboys not match up well again? I'm talking AFC and NFC, and the Niners are like the top of the list for them. Like they got the worst possible matchup, not by a lot, but by just enough. And so I told my brother, I'm like, first team that gets to 30, which is crazy to think that, the Niners, they just want to ball control all that. You saw what they do in the Rams game. They want to ball control, but they can score at will. I think the first team that gets to 30 wins this game, and I have the Niners winning it 31-28.
One of the hottest teams in football, baby.
There you go.
And then there's that. I mean, they got healthy at the right time, which is the reverse of what the Niners usually do. They're usually really healthy, and then as the playoffs show up, then they start to get hurt, and it's like, fuck, we're gonna have to figure things out. It's the reverse this time. They were hurt and sucked ass, or at least underachieved. And now they're getting healthy at the perfect time. It's like, all right, this is nice. This is like, ironically enough, I'm like, this is the Giants team that I wanted. This is exactly the times that the Giants won the Super Bowl. Everything aligned for them perfectly. Those years, that damn game with Mario Manningham that they had no business beating the Niners, like all those times, it's like everything
catching punts is hard.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All right.
I was lukewarm on the Niners earlier in the year. It's because they had so many of those question marks with injuries and different stuff, and all those have been kind of filled. So
yeah,
I'm all in.
I mean,
that's my NFC team. I'm rolling with the Niners.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, I mean, when you have all the good fundamentals that the Giants have, and when you're coached well, and you call a team,
he just don't drop punts.
Yeah, things just happen.
All right. Since everyone's talking about the Monday night game, let's make the Sunday night game quick. Is anybody actually picking the Steelers in Big Ben's retirement party?
No.
It is a shame that
I don't know. Ghost,
Chargers,
Ghost, you picking them? Nope. Okay, got it. All right, yeah, nobody's picking the fucking Steelers.
It's a shame that the Chargers and the Raiders did not decide to just shake hands and knee off because it would have been nice. It would have been nice for Big Ben to get kicked out of the league finally with two teams consenting.
Yeah.
I hope that piece of shit, I never have to hear from him again after he loses by 40. Screw Big Ben. That's my, Chiefs by a million.
All right, Monday Night Football. God, we get one more Monday night game. Thank Jesus. All right, Rams Cardinals. Line is Rams minus 4.5. I mean 4 actually. Now the line just changed 4. God, I gotta go with the Rams. I mean, both teams fucking lost this weekend. They both kind of backpedaled and stumbled into the playoffs, but I don't know. I trust Stafford. I trust McVay more than I trust Kingsbury. That's what it comes down to me.
Ooh.
It's like No, Scotty. McVay can at least handle the first round of the playoffs.
No, I understand what you're saying, but it's like, okay, I mean, getting stabbed is better than getting shot too.
Right.
Like, I suppose.
I trust a murderer more than a rapist. Like,
yeah, I
mean, I trust the murderer.
Wow. Let's not get
Look, but
crazy.
that's only from my perspective because I'm looking at it as from an NFC West thing, and I'm like, look, McVay is overrated as shit, and maybe Shanahan just has his numbers so much that I don't respect McVay as much, but I have zero respect for Cliff, and I still think he's gonna fucking pull this out because I think they've got the better roster. And I think the Rams are shook. I think their confidence after losing that game at home the way they did against the Niners, I don't think there's any way that you then flip the script and say, okay, we're good, because that's the type of loss that just like it just rolls right over into the next week. The Cards didn't give a shit about that game, and Seahawks were playing for, pride and whatever. So it didn't fucking matter. That's why they lost. But the Rams needed that.
The Cardinals had a shot at winning the division if they won that game.
No, I know, but the Rams needed to win because they knew the Cardinals were losing and it would vault them into first place. And it was like, hey, look, we traded for everybody in the world. We've given up we've got this all-star roster names wise. We have to win a game like this. Like this is the game that you've like circled as the game. And you go up 17-0 and you blow it at home. Nah, you're done in the playoffs. That's it. You're done.
The Rams should thank the Colts because they really took the shine off of them for blowing it.
Yeah.
Like if the Colts didn't do what they did, we'd be asking a lot more questions this week.
We brought up the Colts on Tuesday, and JD and Samir got so happy to talk about a team who failed worse than the Giants did. Because the Colts, I think.
Yeah, that's exactly what me and JD said. That's
my take. My take was the Jaguars had the perfect season.
They did.
They got to play spoiler to their rivals, which is the second best thing to winning a Super Bowl, and they get number 1 overall pick.
And they got rid of Urban Meyer. Exactly.
Win-win.
Urban's winning culture finally set in. It just took a minute.
Yeah, JD, you're a Ohio State fan that was showing.
No. I think Urban Meyer's just a stand-up human being,
Well,
I am going to take the Rams, and not because I want to take the Rams, but because I kind of am a Cardinals hater. Like, I kind of have been all year, even when they were undefeated. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I just don't trust this team at all.
But no, you're right. I said that early in the year. I was like, the Cardinals are completely overrated. They, it was a mirage. But they matched up with the perfect team.
That's why I kind of hate that they're playing each other, because I would have probably took some upsets on both of these guys.
Yes.
Like, honestly, and playing other – like, I don't trust either of them.
It kind of reminds me – it's kind of the opposite of Bengals Raiders to me.
Yes, it is. It is.
Yeah.
Both of these teams, you're like, if they were matched up against somebody else, I'd pick against them. And the Bengals, you're like, well, and the Bengals Raiders are like, well.
Okay, I don't know if I want to pick the Rams anymore. I'm like kind of like I'm thinking like because JJ Swatt is back, and I'm like, oh, they were really good when they had JJ Watt in the lineup.
So I'm going to take the Rams strictly because I think the Rams have, at their best of these two teams, is better. Like, I think they have the capacity to go win it and do some stuff, but they also have a bigger capacity to go lose it. I think this game is going to have more to do with, I think we're going to say at the end of this, either the Rams won or they blew it, and like Stafford had three picks or something like that, which is very possible that they blow it. That's in their DNA. It seems like every game they've lost has been like kind of a head scratcher. But at the end of the day, I just think they're more talented. They're at home, correct?
Yeah, it's in SoFi.
So
right, this game
and a little more experience, just in general. So yeah. I'll just take the Rams.
This game is coming down to me flipping a gold Polish coin. We're doing this right now.
Horrible flip.
Cardinals.
What was that? There was that bowl game where it was a national champion or something where they had that like wheeled out that like 9-year-old lady who literally threw it in the air and it like didn't flip.
Yeah,
that looked like.
I'm going with the Rams here. I've been being a big Clips kid, very naysayer, and I think that's just the truth. They're gonna.
Samir had him on the hot seat for the season, so
yeah.
Oh, I agree. He did this year. He saved his job this year. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I do think McVay struggles in the playoffs, but this team's talent you can't deny it. You can't deny the Cardinals' talent either, but I just think that offense is just too good. I mean, the Kyler Hopkins I don't think Hopkins is playing in this game. The Rams have their stars. OBJ has been good. Cam Akers, I think, is going to play. Yeah. So I just think that's they're a good team.
Guys, turns out Baker Mayfield might suck. My bad.
Yeah.
Did you just get that text? Like
Shit.
Yeah, hold on.
Turns out OBJ might have made the right move.
Kevin and Pat, you guys pick?
No. I feel like honestly it's a coin flip, but at the end of the day, it's going to be which team shoots themselves in the foot less. I want to take the Cardinals here, just out of sheer talent that they have on the roster, but at the same time, I want to take the Rams for the same reason. But give me the Rams.
Kev.
I mean, that's spot on analysis, though, Pat. Like that's how I feel. Like
I'm just gonna go with the Cardinals because why the fuck not?
Love it.
Hey, listen, you just went on your gut. I went on flipping a Polish coin. So there you go.
What did you chip? Actually, what did the coin decide? I didn't even.
The coin? Okay, so heads is the Polish cross.
Yeah,
Tails is the shield. Land on heads. So Cardinals was heads. So yeah,
that's how heads and tails works. Weird.
Yeah, you could have said. You know what else was a simpler description? Just saying Cardinals.
I literally, if it landed on the cross, I would have picked Arizona regardless.
You see, this coin is from 1803, and it's made out of steel from Colorado. And
see yourself out.
You know it hurts, but it hurts more knowing how much it like makes Scotty laugh.
I was just gonna say, I was like, I shouldn't laugh that much, fellow Toledoan. Like,
right.
It's the smug look that's on Jared's face as he does it.
Yeah, Jared has a little evil in his eyes.
I know.
Oh my God.
Yes, Kevin.
Well,
this was also hilarious.
Good.
And not being able to get back.
Oh my God.
Now
who's running the roost?
Civil War.
I'm having a seizure.
Stop.
So anyways, guys.
Oh my God.
Pat, do the outro.
Hey, so it's been a lot of fun pre-gaming with everybody. We're in for a really good weekend this, when it comes to the NFL this weekend. So everyone just go out, drink some beers, be safe, have fun, and I'll see you next week.
All right. Also, special shout out to our boy Scotty Kaiser coming through from Crawford Sports. Check them out every Wednesday, 8:00 on their YouTube channel. Always a good time.
Thank you.
Also, last time I came on, just before the Braves won the World Series, 1995, the last time that happened. 94-95. Yeah, I was 10. 94-95 season. Also, who won the Super Bowl?
49ers.
It's happening. History repeats itself, baby. I'm double dipping.
How does Georgia factor into that?
I don't give a shit about Georgia. I have no fucking clue.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's Thursday. It's Korner Booth pregame.
You ready? No debate, cause it's all. I'm too official, got the